Okay, you guys, so as you can tell by the title of this video, a classic chrisjaammm discussion slash rant video here. So, this freaking Voyager, I'm using air quotes here, animated Wreckgar is an absolute train wreck. Hasbro should honestly be ashamed of themselves, calling this an animated Wreckgar. Like, this is just as bad as labeling that Bulkhead figure a couple years ago Prime Universe Bulkhead. This is absolutely insane to me. I don't understand. Like, they couldn't just call it Wreckgar. Like, why does it need to be labeled as animated? Because it was labeled like that in the listing. So I don't know if that's going to change for the packaging, especially since this figure is getting some really bad fan feedback online. You know, basically saying the same thing I've been saying the last 30 seconds of this video so far. This is not animated Wreckgar. I mean, sure, it's kind of like a reference to him, especially with that head sculpt, but this is not animated Wreckgar. It's like calling that Lugnut from the 2010 leader class animated universe Lugnut. They weren't doing that back then. It was just called Lugnut because it was just a G1ified version of the character. And I wouldn't even say it's a G1ified version of animated Wreckgar. It's just something completely different with animated Wreckgar's head sculpt on there. I don't understand like the thought process behind this, because if you look at the animated subline within Generations the last couple years, they have been fairly accurate to their cartoon designs besides the stupid G1ification part, which I really don't like. So seeing this Wreck-Gar next to something like animated Optimus or Bumblebee or Prowl, it is really jarring when we see those comparisons. I just know it's going to be, because this looks nothing like his cartoon model. I mean, even if they G1ified it, it would have looked something like animated Wreck-Gar. This looks like some new design for him, which is cool. I don't mind it. It actually works for the character. This is a Junkion mold from a couple years ago in Legacy. You know, the whole story behind it and what they're going for makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is this is considered the animated redo figure of the Wreck-Gar character from that cartoon, and it's simply not. And hopefully this doesn't impact his inevitable cartoon accurate Studio Series figure that may be coming out in the next 5 years, I'd say. Because, we already did him as a G1ified figure in Age of the Primes a few years back. We don't need to get him out that soon. Like, that's Hasbro's thinking. When they do a character, especially like a character more obscure like animated Wreck-Gar, they're not looking to get him out there quick because he's not going to be like a high seller, something like an Optimus or a Megatron. So the funny thing too is, like, this may impact when we get an actual cartoon accurate version of the character, which is ridiculous to me. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of like this. It seems like every year there is a character that we get super excited for when we see the listing and we know he's coming, but then once the figure is revealed, it turns out to be a crappy repaint or retool of a previous figure, and it doesn't match up with anything like the universe they're going for that character. Prime example is Legacy, Voyager class, Vector, Prime. I honestly don't know how you could defend that figure. It's like a G1ified version of his Cybertron design when they didn't even need to do that. Because, you know, Unicron Trilogy is already in the same design style as G1. So that whole release is absolutely pointless to me. And the fact you have to buy, what is it, like a $30, $40, or $50 upgrade kit from, I think it's DNA Design, to make it look at least semi-accurate to Cybertron cartoon design is absolutely ridiculous to me. But, you know, people are doing it. It is what it is. Do what you will with your money. But that is absolutely insane to me. And this Wreck-Gar is in that same vein as that Vector Prime from last year. And if I had to think about a figure that's gotten that treatment this year, I can't think of one off the top of my head. But if anybody can think of an example as bad as this Wreck-Gar, where we're excited for a character and then we finally get it, and it turns out to be an absolute mid-release. That's just a repaint or a slight retool of something else that really doesn't match up with the character design they're going for. Let me know in the comments, because I'm sure I'm forgetting something from this year. I guess you could count the Flatline figure from IDW, because he really doesn't look like his IDW design. I mean, there's similarities with the head sculpt and some of the body parts, but it really looks nothing like his design, honestly. So I guess maybe that's the figure like that for 2025, but I don't know how many people were really hyped for a Flatline, to be honest with you. But this Wreck-Gar, guys, I I think it was already weird enough how they were handling animated and especially Prime the last couple years. But I don't know, I feel like we're still in this weird state where only G1 is getting this crazy amount of accuracy and love in the main line. Like you guys saw, we're getting that new Seeker mold because you know that Earthrise mold was terrible, but you know it feels like it's getting to a point where certain things where they're listening more to G1 feedback and they're catering more to that era than they are to other iterations, and characters like this and releases like this are being victims of that. So I don't know. I'm definitely not picking this up. I know most people out there probably aren't going to get this. I mean, if you look at it as just a regular new updated design for Wreck-Gar, it's really not that bad. It's actually kind of cool. But I mean, if you compare it to his design, I got an image of his design pulled up here. Uh, I mean, there's really nothing similar. They don't even have the same weapons. I mean, the hook things on the sides of the trash mode are kind of similar, but they're totally different in design. Um, and you know, when people were saying that, oh my God, what if he's a retool of Trash Master? I didn't believe it at all. I thought maybe he'd be like an extensive retool of that figure because they do share kind of similarities. You know, I was talking about the arm things on the side of the truck mode. That's kind of similar, but if they remolded it, it would look way better. And it seems like they didn't. Uh, and the worst outcome is here, which it just goes to show you how cheap Hasbro is with some of these figures. And some people are going to be defending Hasbro in the comments, but the budget, it's because of the budget. No crap, it's because of the budget, man. It still doesn't excuse that this is an absolute horrible release and this shouldn't have happened this way. Or at the very least, don't label it as Animated Universe Wreck-Gar when we all know it's not. Like, the whole design is totally different. I mean, the only similarity besides the obvious head sculpt is, I guess you could say, it's not even really that. I was going to say the front of the truck is on his chest, but it's more so just the windshield. With the animated design, it's like the grill and the headlights and stuff. It's not the windshield. So it doesn't even have that with a similarity. So, yeah, I mean, this release is terrible. I would not get this, guys. And if you do, you know, it's your money. Do with it what you want. I honestly don't care. But I'm sure a lot of people who do get this are not going to be using this as an animated universe Wreck-Gar. It's going to be some new design. And honestly, as a new design, I really don't think it's that much cooler than his G186 movie look. I actually prefer that than this quote-unquote new design here. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below. How do y'all feel about this? I guess you could say animated universe Wreck-Gar figure that's new that was just revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. Do you think this is good or do you not? And yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye.